If you are worried about how social media is affecting your teenager's mental health, I guarantee you, you are not alone. It is one of the most common things that parents are bringing to us right now. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I'm also the founder and clinical director of Teen Therapy Center in Woodland Hills. Please stick around. This one is really important. Why are teenage brains especially vulnerable to social media? Well, a teenage brain is not a fully developed brain. It's not their fault, it's just biology. The brain isn't fully developed until roughly 25 years old. So once adolescence starts, let's say around 11, all through high school and even into college, that brain does not regulate impulses very well, does not regulate emotions very well, does not understand cause and effect like an adult does. So when someone is scrolling and there's always that next dopamine hit, there's always that next thing to hit, it's exciting and it's hard to resist. It's hard for adults to resist. It's 3 times as hard for an adolescent to resist that. And then there's all the negative comparisons because they're always being compared to what's curated on someone else's feed, and it's not real. But then a child, a teenager, interprets it as real and how they're not good enough. So it creates this negative feedback loop for a teenager, and it's something that is really can be detrimental if left unchecked. What are the main impacts on your teenager's mental health from social media? Well, let's look at anxiety and depression. So much of what your teen is consuming is idealized and curated, and it creates this unrealistic expectation of how they should be in life. Thus, there's always going to be this loop of negative comparisons in themselves, and it's going to tear down their self-esteem. Let's also look at sleep problems. How many of us, before we go to bed, we scroll on our phone for maybe a half hour? Well, we have a fully developed adult brain. Your 15-year-old does not. So your 15-year-old doesn't scroll for a half hour. She scrolls for 4 hours, which means she's not getting enough sleep. And one of the biggest telltale signs of anxiety and depression is lack of sleep. In my practice, when I see kids who start to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night, the anxiety comes down, depression comes down. So this is something really we need to pay attention to. Also, social isolation. You'd think that a lot of activity on social media would strengthen their social bonds, but actually it usually does the opposite. They get so focused on the social media and this online connection, they lose sight of the importance of the in-person connection. They stop going to birthday parties. They don't reach out to friends to hang out on a Saturday night, and that deteriorates their ability to connect socially, which is they need because they need to build on that for adult relationships. All these things, anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, sleep problems, social isolation, these are all really important and they build upon each other, and when they're not being taken care of, your kid starts to crumble emotionally. So how do you know if you have to take action and help your teenager with this? Well, here are some of the signs, not all of them, but some. Is anxiety and depression kicking up more so than the average irritability of a teenager? Is sleep becoming a problem? Appetite? Do grades suddenly drop all of a sudden? There's social connections. Have they changed dramatically? These are concerns. If your parental intuition is telling you something's wrong, follow the intuition and get help. So, what can you do if you're concerned about the influences of social media on your teenager? The first is don't panic. Be calm, be patient. Don't rip the phone out of their hands because of your anxiety and worry, which you probably feel. I understand. Also, have some empathy for yourself. This is really challenging. Screens are everywhere. They're not going away, and we're all trying to adapt to how to live in a world, to raise kids in a screen-filled world. Another thing is I encourage you to set the example that you want them to follow. So if you want your kids shutting off their screens at 9 p.m., you also have to shut off your screens at 9 p.m. Otherwise, it's hypocrisy. It's like you having this giant, delicious ice cream sundae and you're eating it going, oh, this is delicious. No ice cream for you. It's not going to fly. So collaborate with your kids on how you guys can both have the ice cream that are screens, but it's going to be an imperfect middle. It's not going to be everything you want. It's not going to be everything they want. You're going to have find some imperfect middle that is healthy enough. At Teen Therapy Center, we see the impact of screens and social media on teenagers' mental health every single day. Anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, sleep problems, social isolation. These are all very real problems, but they are treatable. If your family is struggling with any of these issues, please go to our page dedicated to this topic on our website. The link is in the caption below. Or you can also give us a call. Our phone number is down below as well. We're happy to have a complimentary phone consultation with you to collaborate on how to best support you, your child, and your family.